2 days ago with my mum and my sister. It was a hoot. So, yeah, so apologies if anything goes wrong. But you can... So that's everyone muted. Okay, so also, for those of you who don't know, I've got a double scoliosis. So things like my back bends and my twists are slightly restricted. You might find you can go further in your back bends and your twists than I have. So listening to your own body and responding to your own body, not necessarily copying what I'm doing, but listening to the words I'm saying and then just seeing how your own body is responding to what we're doing. Alrighty? So we're going to start lying down. If you have a pillow or if you have a block, it can be nice to have a pillow or a block under your head when we lie down. Just takes me a bit of tension out the neck. Okay, so let's start lying down. You can have the legs bent or straight, lying on your back. And have the legs bent or straight, depending on how you feel. So in this position, you want to draw the chin in towards the throat, lengthening the back of the neck. Shoulders down and away from the ears, and just beginning to allow the back of the body to relax down onto the mat. So you're just beginning to connect with the breath in this position, allowing the exhale to lengthen and drawing the navel back towards the spine on the exhale. Allowing the tip of the tongue to rest gently on the hard palate behind the front teeth. Using the exhale to allow the back of the body to relax down onto the floor. So being aware of the areas where you might be holding a bit of tension, like the lower back or the shoulder blades. And as you exhale, just trying to allow those areas to relax. So we want to try and keep this nice quality to the breath, this long, soft exhale. And we're going to begin to bring a bit of movement into the body, taking the right ankle. You cross it over the left knee, extend into the heel, and just begin to press that right knee or that right thigh away, opening up the hip, relaxing the lower back again, relaxing the shoulder blades. And you can stop here if that feels like it's enough of a stretch for you, or if you want to, you're taking the left foot off the floor and bringing the left thigh in towards the chest. Here you can either rest the hands on the right shin or take that right hand through the gap in the legs and take a hold of the left leg, wherever you can reach. Bring a little weight onto the left side of the pelvis. If the foot's off the floor, take the shoulder blades back onto the mat, and moving with the breath, you want to bring the thigh closer in towards the chest as you exhale, and on your inhale, ease out of the stretch. So going in your own breath. Trying to keep the upper body nice and relaxed. You're increasing the stretch with every out breath. We're just going to do one more exhale, bringing that left thigh close in towards the chest. Then we're going to place the left foot back onto the floor, keeping the right ankle crossed over the knee. Take the hands away from the body. We're going to come into a twist. The outer left thigh is coming to the floor, the sole of the right foot, and you're twisting off to the left. If it's okay for your neck, you're looking over the right shoulder. And now try to relax the back of the right shoulder blade down onto the mat, the back of the right upper arm, allowing the outer left thigh eventually to relax down onto the floor. We're going to bring it all the way back up to the starting position. Keep the right ankle crossed over the knee still. We're taking the sole of the left foot and extending it up towards the ceiling. Either rest the hands on the right shin or take the right hand through the gap and hold onto that straight leg. Relax the shoulder blades back onto the mat, looking to that left foot, circling it round. 1, 2, you're circling the foot, working into the ankle. 5, 6, 7, 8, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now extend into the heel of the straight leg. You're going to take the hands behind the head this time and bring the chin in towards the chest, looking down between the gap in the legs. from here, draw the navel back and try to press that lower back down onto the floor. We're going to release the straight leg all the way to the mat, slowly and with control, keeping the core muscles engaged, releasing that straight leg down to the mat. Try not to rush, taking your time, keeping the core engaged. Once that foot's come all the way down, just relax the upper body, relax the arms, let the right knee fall out to the side, and have a wee rest. Then we're going to take a hold of that right leg and we're going to hug the right thigh close in towards the chest, squeezing it in towards the body. Keep a hold of the leg in the left hand and you're taking the right arm out to shoulder height, keeping the palm facing down. You're going to bring that right knee, if you can, across the middle of the body. You'll come onto the outer edge of that straight leg. If that's too much for the hip, you can stay in the hug position. Or you can use the left hand to apply a little bit of weight, bringing that knee further across. If it's okay for the neck, gaze over the right shoulder again. And try to relax the back of the shoulder blades onto the mat, the back of the right upper arm. Only going as far as you feel comfortable. Then bring it all the way back up. And we'll place that right foot down onto the floor. And we'll cross the left ankle this time over the right knee, extend into the heel. Press that knee or that thigh away as you allow the lower back and the shoulder blades to relax. So again, be aware of the differences in both sides of the body. Stop here if you want, or take the right foot off the floor and bring that right thigh into the chest, taking whatever hand position suits yourself. If you can, holding onto the right leg, bring some weight onto the right side of the pelvis and relax the shoulder blades onto the mat. If the foot's off the floor with the breath as you exhale, hug that right thigh closer into the chin. Easing off on the in-breath. So remember, the hands can be resting on the left shin if you can't take a hold of the right leg. Try not to pull with the upper body. We want to try and keep those shoulder blades down on the mat. Let's do one more exhale in your own time, coming to your maximum stretch, bringing that thigh close into the body. Then place the right foot back onto the floor. Keep the left ankle crossed over. Taking the hands away from the side of the body, we're going to come into our twist, the outer right thigh and the sole of the left foot. And this time, if you can, gaze over the left shoulder. As you relax the shoulder blades down onto the mat, the back of the upper arm, let the elbow be soft. The outer right thigh lying all the way down on the floor. Use the exhale just to try and relax a little deeper into the stretch. Bringing it all the way back up. Keep the left ankle crossed over. Extend the sole of the right foot this time up to the ceiling. Either rest the hands on the left shin or thread the left hand through. Take a hold of the straight leg. Relax the upper body back onto the mat, circling that foot. 1, 2. You're working into the ankle, the leg. Stay still. Just the foot circling round. 6, 7, 8, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Extend into the heel of the straight leg. Take the hands behind the head. Bring the chin in towards the chest, looking down between the gap in the legs. Draw the navel back. Pressing that lower back, if you can, down onto the floor as you slowly release that straight leg. So when you feel you're tempted to rush, pause, reconnect the core, slowing it down, controlling the release. Once that foot comes all the way down to the floor, just having a wee rest. Relaxing back down. Then we're going to bring the left thigh, and we're going to hug it close in towards the chest, working into the digestive system, that left hip, lower back. Keep a hold of the leg in the right hand, taking the left hand out to shoulder height. And if you can, if it's okay for your hip, you're bringing that left leg all the way across. Trying to keep both shoulder blades down on the mat. You can use the right hand to apply a little bit of weight. If it's too much, you can also take the knee further away from the body. That eases off the stretch in the hip a little bit. Allow the elbow to be soft and the upper arm to be heavy. Bringing it all the way back up, and let's hug both knees in towards the chest, circling yourself around, first in one direction, then the other, giving the back a massage. Keeping the feet off the floor, let's take the hands behind the head again, draw the chin into the chest, looking down towards your thighs. Take the thighs parallel to the wall behind you and the shins parallel to the ceiling. So in this position, draw the tummy button back towards the spine, trying to minimize that hollow in the lower back. You might find the pelvis tucks up slightly as you press the lower back down onto the floor. Try not to grip with the neck. Keeping the shins parallel to the ceiling. We're going to start to slowly inch 1 foot forwards. Keeping that shin parallel to the ceiling, comes about halfway down the opposite leg. And then you bring it back to the starting position and we go to the other side, inching that foot forwards about halfway down the opposite leg before you bring it back to the start. So the head's off the floor, you're looking down towards your thighs and you're using the core, keeping going, slow movements. You might have to reconnect the core every time you come back to the starting position, drawing the navel back. Working deep into the core. And let's say one more to each side because I forgot to count how many we've done. So when you've done the same to both sides, you can just come to hug the knees in towards the chest, giving the back a massage. Again, circling around first in one direction, then the other. We're going to bring ourselves up to sit. So if you want, cross the ankles, holding onto the feet and rock yourself up, or come up any way you want. And if you've got a pillow or a block that you want to sit on, then you can sit on a pillow or a block. So either having the legs crossed with the right leg in front, or if you don't want to cross your legs, just have your feet straight out in front of you. So if the legs are crossed, if you could have the right in front of the left. That just avoids confusion for me. Now try not to grip the knees with the hands, so let the elbows be really heavy, bringing the shoulders down. And we're just going to begin to engage the core muscles, supporting you as you lift up out the side waist, lengthening the spine. Space between the collarbones, the shoulder blades, and allow the tip of the chin to lower ever so slightly, then draw the chin in towards the throat so that fills up the back of the neck. Lengthen up the sides of the neck. The crown of the head is extending up towards the ceiling. Lovely long spine. Keeping that length, just relax the shoulder blades down towards the waist, trying to allow the buttocks to be heavy, taking the tension out of the lower back, working to relax the hips and the thighs. Core is engaged, supporting you. The spine stays long. We're just going to allow the right ear to come down towards the right shoulder. Just let it rest down to the right shoulder, stretch the left side of the neck, and on your inhale, bring it back up. And as you exhale, the left ear comes down towards the left shoulder, stretching, keeping with that rhythm in your own breath. Let the head be really heavy. Try not to bring the shoulder up to meet the ear. We're going to do one more each side. So we're doing 3 like this to each side. That's my mother-in-law on the phone. The next time you come back up to centre, keeping the spine long.
Hello. Your call
Excuse me. On your next exhale, keeping the spine long, seamless. Take the chin in towards the chest and stretching the back of the neck. This time we're going to roll the ear up towards the shoulder. So roll the ear up to the shoulder, doesn't matter what side. Then as you exhale, roll the chin back down towards the chest and roll the opposite ear up to the opposite shoulder. Keeping with that rhythm. Rolling up and down, half head rolls. When you take the ear to the shoulder, you can point the chin up to the ceiling slightly. If this isn't feeling comfortable with your neck, go back to the previous stretch. And once you've done the same to both sides, bringing the chin back down towards the chest and inhaling all the way back up through centre. Relax the shoulder blades. We're now going to extend the right leg forwards. And if you can, you're taking the left foot, crossing it over that right leg. If that's not comfortable, just have it to the inner edge. But if you can, Take it all the way over. We're holding the knee in the right hand, or if you can, the crook of the elbow. Bring that thigh in towards the chest. Left hand is coming behind you, in line with the spine. Now we're hugging that thigh in towards the chest, and we're twisting over that bent leg, squeezing around the centre. So you're trying to get the whole chest open over that bent leg. The left side of the body's moving back as the right side of the body moves forwards. You continue to hug that thigh close in towards the body, working into the hips, internal organs, digestive system, gazing all the way over that left shoulder if that's comfortable for you. And bringing it all the way back around, giving the legs a shake. And if you can, we're coming back to cross leg with the left leg in front this time, or you can have the legs straight. It's entirely up to you. We're going to do 3 movements with the breath and the arms. As you inhale, we're going to take the arms out. We're going to circle up and round. Let the head rest back, gaze up to the thumbs. Interlace the hands at the top. Take the elbows wide and follow the hands with the gaze. The spine stays long, the head rests forwards, and you stretch the back of the neck as the hands come all the way down to the lap. 2 more like that. Inhales, the arms go all the way out. Let the head rest back. Then you follow the hands and you interlace as you bring it down the centre. Keep the spine long. It's just the head that rests forwards. You don't collapse the upper body if you can help. 1 more when you're ready, in your own breath. At the end of the next exhale, keep the hands interlaced with the palms facing down, the head resting forwards. We're going to inhale, start to extend. When you're ready, the palms of the hands forward, straightening the arms. Keep the head centered, and if you can, raise those arms all the way up with the palms facing up to the ceiling. Take those shoulder blades down towards the waist. We're going to do a slight side bend. Doesn't matter what side you go to, side bending off, slight side bend. On the inhale, bring it back up, going to the other side. We're just doing 2 of these. So each side. Once you've done 2 in your own breath, just allowing the hands to release back onto the knees or the thighs, giving the shoulders a wee shuggle. Then we're going to raise the left arm. Relax the shoulder down as you take that left hand across the front of the body, tucking the right hand underneath. So the right thumb is in front of your face. Relax that left shoulder down. If you want to go further, you're taking the right hand across the front of the face towards the right cheek. Don't let that left shoulder creep up if you can help it. Lovely stretch. And release. Giving it a shake. Raising the right arm. Shoulder down, take the right hand across the front of the body and tuck the left hand underneath. Keep that shoulder down, left thumb is in front of the face, and if you want to, taking it towards the left cheek. Stronger stretch again. Again, only go as far as is comfortable for you. And release. Giving it a shake. This time, we're straightening the left leg, taking the right leg, if you can, to the outer edge of the straight leg, or again to the inner if you need to. Holding the knee in the left hand or the left elbow, right hand is coming behind you. Bring that thigh in towards the chest and open the whole of the chest over that top leg, gaze over that right shoulder. Relax the shoulder blades down the back. Spread the collarbones. Keep hugging that thigh in towards the chest, allowing more of the left side of the body to move forwards as the right side of the body moves back. Love the gentle twist. And come back to center. Untangle the legs, give it a shake. We're going to bring ourselves into cat. So coming onto your hands and knees. Weaken yourself around. So if you need to do a wee stretch, you can do a wee stretch. You can do a wee shuggle. Then bringing yourself into your cat position. When you're in your cat position, you want the shoulders to be stacked directly above the wrists. The hips are stacked directly above the knees. Spread the fingers and connect the hands. Try not to collapse between the arms. So fill up between the shoulder blades and bring the back of the neck in line with the spine. We're going to go straight into our spine, mobilizing when you're ready. Draw the navel back and round the spine up towards the ceiling. Let the head relax completely. So give the head a wee shake so it's completely relaxed. Then we go in the opposite direction from the pelvis. Tilt the pelvis, move through the spine, slide the shoulder blades down. Let the chest move forwards, the heart moves forwards, and the face completes. In your own time with the breath, you're taking the spine up towards the ceiling. Draw the navel back. Try not to pull with the shoulders. Then in your next breath, you move through the spine. It's a ripple from the tailbone all the way down. The heart moves forwards. Try not to collapse between the arms. One more in each direction. Keeping the breath nice and soft. Once you've completed, bring yourself back to the starting position, gazing down between the hands. The weight is down through the front of the feet and that lovely space between the shoulder blades. We're coming into another core abdominal exercise, raising the right hand and the left leg. On your inhale, you extend fingertip to toe. And on your exhale, bring the knee into the belly, bring the elbow into the belly and squeeze it into the center. 4 more like that. Extend on your inhale. And on your inhale, squeezing it in. If you're wobbly, keep both hands on the floor and just use the legs. We're doing 5 to each side. Once you've done 5 to this side, just allowing yourself to swap over. Going to your left hand and your right leg. On your inhale, extend. And on your exhale, bring. So really bring that knee close into the belly, feeling those abdominals engage. Once you've done 5 to this side in your own time, bringing yourself back into your cat position. Stacking your hips above the knees and having the weight down through the center of the top of the feet. We're going to thread the needle. We're taking the right palm, face it up towards the ceiling. Thread it through behind the left. You're coming to take that right shoulder to the floor. The side of the head rests on the floor. And in this position, you want to draw the left hip back towards the wall behind you. If you want to extend the left arm forwards, you can extend the left arm forwards. It's up to you. We're going to bring the left hand back by the face, slide the bottom hand out. You're coming back into your cat position. Going to the other side, left palm facing up. Threading it through behind the right. Take the head to the floor, top of the shoulder to the floor. And if you want to extend the right arm forwards, extend the right arm forwards. Draw the right hip back. Right hand comes back by the face, slide the left hand out, and you're back up in your cat position. Keeping the hips above the knees, we're going to take the chest to the floor, or working towards. So walk the hands forwards, fingertips touching, take the forearms to the floor, let the forehead rest on the floor, and eventually the chest can lie down on the floor. So you want to relax the upper arms down towards the floor. The elbows are wide. Keep the core engaged, supporting the back. This is called Anahata. Lovely. If it's okay for your upper back and your shoulders, in this position you can straighten your arms forwards, taking the palms flat onto the floor, the hands shoulder distance or a little wider. Responding to your own body. It does increase the stretch in the shoulders quite considerably. We're going to come to lie on our belly. So raise the head, take the gaze forwards, walk down onto your forearms, keep the core engaged, supporting you, then come all the way down to lie. Rest the head in the back of the hands and give the hips a wee shake. We're going to do a shoulder opener, so take the hands by the chest. Extend the left hand out at shoulder height with the palm facing down towards the floor. Try to relax the front of the left side of the body onto the floor. You're going to press into the right hand, coming to lie on the left side of your body. Stacking one foot on top of the other. If this is enough, stop here, or you take the top foot, the right foot, placing it on the floor behind the left leg with the knee pointing up to the ceiling, and you gently rock the knee backwards and forwards. Or come back to the previous stage if it's too much for you. Then place one foot on top of the other. Slowly come back onto the tummy, and we'll go to the other side. Left hand by the chest, take the right arm out of shoulder height with the palm facing down, pressing it into the left hand as you come to lie on the right side of the body. So you both sides of the body totally different. Stop here if this is enough, or place the left foot onto the floor behind the right leg and point the knee up to the ceiling. Doing a little gentle rock. So you're trying to get that knee to point up to the ceiling. That increases the stretch of the shoulder, the chest, and also in the hip. Let's place one foot on top of the other. Come all the way back onto the tummy. Fingertips touching, elbows out to the side. Rest the head in the back of the hands and give the hips a wee shake. We're going to take the hands by the chest. The fingertips are behind the tops of the shoulders. Hug the elbows in. Roll the shoulders back and round. Keeping the knees on the floor. We're going to press the hands into the mat, lifting the upper body. We're in modified head up dog. So remember, my back bends are rubbish. Your hips should all be just quite close to the floor here. Don't collapse between the arms. Resist the mat away. We're going to tuck the toes under if you can. And we're going to keep the knees on the floor, taking the bottoms back towards the heels. Knees stay on the floor. And just do a little sway from side to side with the hips. Spread the fingers, connect the hands. You might need to bring the hands a little bit closer in towards the body. So the bottoms are as far back as you can. On the inhale, we're going to come forwards. Bring the shoulders above the hips. Then keep coming forwards and bend the elbows back. We're going to come all the way to the floor. Beyond the tops of the feet, press the hands into the mat, lift the upper body. Modified head up dog. Don't collapse between the arms. If you can, again, tuck the toes. Keep the knees on the floor. We're doing the same again. Bottoms back. Do a little sway from side to side. Shoulders down, fill up the back of the neck. Last one. Forwards through modified plank. Chaturanga, you bend the elbows back all the way to the floor. Beyond the tops of the feet, we're going to lift into modified head up dog. This time we're going to come into head down dog. So we're tucking the toes under. We're taking the bottoms back, then peel the knees off the floor and stretch those hips and thighs back into head down dog. In your head down dog, pedal the legs, sway the hips, and stretching it out. From our head down dog, you're either going to come into modified plank, so you're either going to take the knees onto the floor, come forwards, or if you can, full plank. So you're either taking the knees onto the floor, modified, or come straight into full plank on your inhale. And on your exhale, stretch back into head down dog, extend the heels to the floor behind. Two more like that. If you're full plank, come high on the toes, transfer the weight forwards into plank. Exhale, stretching the chest back towards the thighs. Reach the heels to the floor. Last one. Either modified or full plank. Back into head down dog. Pedal the legs and sway the hips. We're going to come into a forward bend. So you can either bring the feet to the hands or the hands to the feet, or a bit of both. Bringing yourself into a forward fold. Uttanasana. Let the knees be soft and the feet be apart. From your end, on your exhale, bend the knees a little more so the chest is resting on the thighs. Then on your inhale, try to keep the chest on the thighs as you straighten the legs and let the head be really heavy. Bending on your exhale, and on your inhale, you're straightening. One more like that. So on your exhale, you ease out of the bit stretch. On your inhale, you're coming a little deeper. Let that head be really heavy, lengthen the spine. Then we're going to soften the knees and we're going to roll all the way up through the spine. So let the hands be heavy, shoulders down, head comes up last. Circle the arms up and round on your inhale. Palms of the hands together. Bring them down through heart center. And I'm going to adjust my camera. If anybody else needs to adjust their camera, you can do so.
Oh, sugar plums. Right, how's that? Oh, that's right in front of the camera. Hey! Right, hang on. Who's that? I can only see somebody's legs. Debbie? Debbie and Anne, I can only see your legs. Oh, better. Hello, I can see you again. Okay, so the second half of the class is going to be a standing part of the class, okay? So, I'm just looking at my plan quickly. Coming to stand with your feet about a mat width apart, so it's wider than shoulder distance. We're going to do a side bend. So we're taking the right hand and we're sliding it down the outer edge of the right leg, taking the left hand onto the back of the head and pointing the left elbow up to the ceiling, sliding that right hand down. Look to that top elbow. That stops the elbow from coming forwards. Gaze up to that top elbow. On your inhale, coming back up. And we'll go to the other side. Take the left hand down the outer edge of the left leg, right hand on the head. Gaze to that top elbow. As you point the elbow up to the ceiling, you're sliding that left hand down. On your inhale, come back up. We're going to do one more like that each side. Sliding the hand down, gazing to that top elbow, opening the rib cage. Bringing it back up on your inhale. Last one to the left. Gaze to that top elbow, so you're not dropping it forward. Bringing it all the way back up. We're going to take the hands behind the body. The hands are interlaced. And you're going to just start to stretch the knuckles down towards the floor slightly. Draw the upper arms in towards each other behind the back as you open the chest. And keep drawing the knuckles down towards the floor. If that's enough, stop here. Or you can bend the knees slightly. And if it's comfortable, let your head rest all the way back. Keep drawing the knuckles down towards the floor. We're going to come into a deep forward fold. So take a deep bend in the knees. Take the chest forwards between the thighs. Tuck the chin into the chest and raise those arms all the way overhead. Letting the weight of gravity take them more over your own head. Lovely stretch in the shoulders. Slide the hands onto the lower back of the buttocks. Release them down by the sides and roll all the way up. Head comes up last. You can circle up and round on the inhale. Hands together, down through heart center, and taking them down by the sides. Zigzag your feet, either having the inner edges of the feet together or slightly apart, but the inner edges of the feet are parallel, hands to the hips. We're coming into Utkatasana chair pose. So imagine you're sitting down on a seat, your knees come forward, your hips go back, you engage your abdominals, sinking yourself down. On your inhale, bringing it all the way back up. Exhale, Utkatasana chair pose. Knees forward, press the heels into the floor. Let those hips come back ever so slightly. Up on the in-breath. Sinking down on the exhale. Pressing into the feet. One more, coming up on your inhale. Exhale, sinking yourself down. The navel draws back. Hold the position. Take the hands down by the sides, and if you can, sweeping them all the way up so the upper arm is in line with the ear. And draw the shoulder blades down towards the waist. Lift the heart, spread the collarbones, sink the hips. We're going to fold into Uttanasana forward fold. So as you fold forwards, the chest rests on the thighs, you straighten the legs, sweep the arms up behind you. Then bend the knees back into Utkatasana. Lift the heart, lift the chest, shoulders down. And Uttanasana, bend the knees, straighten the legs, sweep the arms up behind you, and sink the bottom back into Utkatasana chair pose. Lift the chest. Last one, straightening into Uttanasana, and sinking yourself, deep bend. Raise the chest, keep the legs bent, Utkatasana. We'll come back into Uttanasana one more time. Straighten the legs, sweep the arms up. And into all the way up. So bend the knees, coming all the way through Utkatasana. Raise the arms up, palm to palm. Bring the hands down through heart center. and taking them down by the sides. So now you're coming to face the long edge of your mat. We're going to do a standing warrior sequence, taking the right foot to face the short edge of the mat. Your back foot, you want the toes to be facing the long edge of the mat. A heel to instep alignment. Your legs are about a leg distance apart, so don't be too narrow. Have a nice wide stance of your legs. Raise the arms and relax the shoulders. Shoulders directly above the hips, and the shoulders are down. Spread. Feels as if you're being stretched middle finger to middle finger. Press into the outer edge of the back foot, and everyone is going to look to your back foot. Everyone look to your back foot. Press the little toe side of the foot onto the floor, and you're just going to bend your right knee, but keep looking to your back foot. Bend your right knee. Look to the back foot. Inhale, straighten both legs, coming back to the start. Exhale, bend your right knee. Look to your back foot. Inhale, coming up. Last one. Hold the position as you bend the front knee. Hold. Warrior two. Now we're going to look to the front leg. You should be able to see your big toe, second toe, so you know your knee's not rolling in. Relax the shoulders. We're going to take the left hand onto the left leg. The right palm faces up towards the ceiling and slide that left hand down the back leg. Raise the right arm all the way over. Come into extended side angle pose. We're going to take the right side of the body along that right thigh. Elbow to the thigh, hand to the belly. If you can, top arm either up to the ceiling or all the way overhead, if that's okay for your shoulders. Back into reverse warriors. Take the left hand to the back leg. Raise the right arm all the way up. Back into extended side angle pose. Right side of the rib cage along the thigh. Top arm either up to the ceiling or if you can, all the way over. Last time. Back hand to the back leg. Raise the right arm all the way up. And extended side angle pose for the last time. Stretch through to the middle finger. We're coming back into warrior two. Try keep that right leg bent just a little bit longer. Relax the arms, straighten the legs. What a relief. And rotate the right toes to face the long edge of the mat. The left toes facing the short edge of the mat. Raise the arms. Relax the shoulders. Shoulders above the hips. So try not to let the body go all over the place. Keep the shoulders stacked directly above the hips. Press into the outer edge of the back foot. Check heel to instep alignment. Now gaze to your back foot and bend your left knee. Keep pressing into the outer edge of that back foot. Inhale, bringing it back up to straight leg position. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, straighten. Last one, we're going to hold the position. Gazing to your front foot. Can you see big toe, second toe? Thigh and shin eventually come to 90 degrees. Relax the shoulders. Right hand to the back leg. Left palm faces up to the ceiling. Raise the left arm up as you slide the right hand down that back. Lengthen the left side of the rib cage over the left thigh this time. Elbow to thigh, hand to belly. Right arm is either up to the ceiling or all the way up and over. Stay down in the left thigh. Inhale back into reverse warriors. Take that right hand to the back leg. Raise the left arm up. Exhale into extended side angle pose. Left side of the rib cage along the thigh. Stretching. Gaze under that upper arm. That's a lovely open twist. Last one. Stay down that left thigh. Just a few more breaths. Try not to rush. And extended side angle pose. Gaze under the upper arm. Left side of the rib cage is along the thigh. Inhale back into warrior two. Almost done. Relax the hands. Straighten the legs and rotate the left foot to face the long edge of the mat. We're now going to come into Prasarita. So take the hands to the hips. Outer edges of the feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat, so your toes are facing forwards. On your inhale, let that spine lift and lengthen. We're tilting from the hips and we're bringing our chest parallel to the floor. Then we're going to release the hands and be on the fingertips on the floor under the shoulders. Bend the knees in this position if you need to get the fingertips to the floor. So bend the knees as much as you need so the fingertips are on the floor. From here, we're going to do a nice hip opener. Love a hip opener. Pressing into the outer edges of the feet. Just let the knees bend a little more and sink the hips. And on your inhale, straighten the legs. Press into the outer edges of the feet. 2 more like that. Exhale, sink the hips, bend the knees. Inhale, you straighten. Last one. Bend the knees, sink the hips. And straighten the legs as much as you can. We're going to bring ourselves into head down dog. So you want to rotate the right foot to face the short edge of the mat. Place the hands either side of that foot and then come onto the toes of the back foot. Bring the front foot to meet the back. Bringing yourself back into your head down dog, your upside down V position. And from here, we're just coming to the floor. Take the knees to the floor, knees apart, toes together, bottoms back, and rest. So if it's not comfortable having your bottoms back on your heels, then you can just have your bum off your heels and your head resting on your hands. You don't have to have your bottom all the way back. We're just resting, catching your breath. Inhale, breathing into the back of the body. And exhale, allowing the buttocks and the hips to release down towards the heels if you can. Letting the breath slow. On the inhale, bringing yourself all the way up to sit. Weave the legs around. If you can, we're coming into a cross-legged position, or if that's really uncomfortable, let the legs be straight. So let yourself be in a comfy seated position. Relax the hands and the fingers, the elbows. We're just coming back to our posture. Lengthening up the spine on the inhale. Bringing the back of the neck in line with the spine, lengthening up the sides of the neck. Relaxing the shoulder blades and the buttocks, the hips and the thighs. Let's place the right hand on the heart, the left hand on the belly. Bringing your awareness back to the breath, trying to take the breath down behind the lower hand, down into the belly. So let the belly come forwards on the inhale. Let the navel draw back on the exhale. Being aware of the coolness of the air as it enters the nostrils, the warmth of the air as it leaves. And at the end of your next exhale, bring your hands together into prayer position, Anjali Mudra. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, coming back up. And namaste. Thank you very much.